Error occurred. What I might do is, fuck it, I'm just going to crack on. Look, this is small. This will be, I'll keep it short. This is not going to be as I wanted to make it like a 45-minute sick thing, but like half my streaming channels aren't even working. So I don't know what's going on there. And you obviously can only test them and try and fix them when you are actually streaming, because you don't know if they're going to work or not. So yeah, look, what we'll jump into is like, I'll go over where I think the most important stuff is for small business marketing, what I'm seeing right now of 2025, what I'm deploying, what I think is valuable, what I think is working, what you should be considering going into 2026. Because as maybe you know, maybe you don't know, I've got my own marketing agency, Osborne Digital Marketing, that predominantly focus on search engine optimization. All of my business partners, they take care of the paid ads. They take care of email marketing. Like, I don't do that stuff. I spent enough time learning SEO. I got really good at SEO, and we still do SEO to this day. And that's actually something that I'm going to cover. And one of the free and most important things I think small business owners should be doing, like this is a massive tip, is your Google business profile. All right. So your Google business profile, it can be a free money machine. In all honesty, like once it's set up, it's kind of you can kind of forget about it, but I'll give you some tips for it. Like why a lot of small businesses underestimate and stop using the Google business profile. Like this is where I'd start. The most important thing and the most obvious thing when it comes to Google business profiles is that it's free from Google. Now, like I've got dozens of videos trying on specifically how to optimize Google business profiles on the Osborne Digital Marketing channel. Go over there and watch those videos if you want. I'm not going to talk about optimization. What I'm going to talk about is what you can actually get from a Google business profile. If you're a small business, let's say I work with chiropractors, let's say you are a contractor, whoever you are, I've worked with attorneys, like whoever you are, having a Google business profile is something profoundly powerful for your business. And the reason for that is that as long as you get more reviews than your competitors, it's a very enticing offer. So even like myself, if you look on my Fort Lauderdale profile, you will see if you go Ronald Osborne and look in Fort Lauderdale, you're going to see at my office that I have like, I believe it's like maybe 58 reviews, something like that now. If you look at the other business coaches compared to me, if you were someone you've got a small business and you're looking for a business coach because you need help, who are you going to work with? Ronald Osborne with 54 reviews, 58 reviews, or are you going to work with the guy that has 25? You're going to check me out. You're going to be like, okay, who is this bloke? What's he got going on? Is it someone that I should be actually talking to? So it's like a pre-qualifier, and it's realistically free. Once you've worked with anyone, now on the sheets that I have, guys, so over on all of these 6 sheets, let me just move this thing out the way. I want to try and put this thing somewhere. So let me just show my screen. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't seem to be working, my hotkeys for some reason. All right, cool. Now it is working. So you can see my website behind me. Go to this free 15 business checklist. Go here and go to the review request template and QR generator. All right. This is how you can use these templates that I've created dozens and dozens of templates that you can send out to people you've worked with in the past. Create some QRs so you can have that sitting in your office. Now I'll give you some tips, all right, for your small business. What you want to do, jump on Google. This is how you do it. Jump onto Google. I'm going to use the example of a chiropractor. You're a chiropractor in, let's say, Fort Lauderdale. Type in chiropractor Fort Lauderdale, main keyword and location. Look to see what Google Maps displays. Look at the top 3, okay? Look in the map pack. That's what's being shown to you by Google. What you're trying to determine is you're trying to actually see, okay, if position 1 has like maybe 40 reviews, position 2 has 60 reviews, and position 3 has, let's say again, 60 reviews. You know, if you can get to 80 reviews, you are going to be more enticing, just psychologically persuasive to the average individual that's looking for a psychologist. I can't stress that enough. Like, I work with a lot of people that they undervalue just this simple little thing, and it's free to set up. As long as you optimize it and as long as you have more reviews, obviously it's like a website trying to optimize a website for SEO so it ranks higher in Google. There's a lot of things that go into it. It's not that simple. But if you do the basics right, I swear to God that you can actually get a lot out of your Google business profile. All right. So it is something that's underutilized. You're trying to build always around about 10 to 20% more reviews than the average individual that you're competing against. Now, make sure on your profile you talk about all of your services and you have images of all of your services. Again, if you're a chiropractor, beautiful, just show your office. If you're a roofer, if you're a contractor, if you're doing remodels as an example, take pictures of all the remodels you've done, just so people can go through and check it out. It's a bit hard for me because it's like, what do you do? Take pictures like this? You know, like it's hey, picture with a client like this. Like, it's a bit stupid. And look, I should have been on YouTube years ago, guys, but I put it off because I absolutely detested the idea. And if you look at my personal social media, you're going to be like, this bloke posts when he got married, and that's pretty much it. Like, me personally, go and look at my business stuff. Yeah, all right, I'll post. But for social media, I don't like it. Like, honestly, I don't like it. So yeah, it's something that if you can put up the basic pictures, as long as it's relevant to the business, that's actually a really good thing to do. For me, it's obviously hard, but for most other categories, it's not actually that hard. There's pictures of I think there's a couple of pictures of me presenting and stuff like that, but that's it. That's all I can really put up. But anything you do, you're a contractor, maybe you're a woodworker, put up that. If you're a dentist, put up some before and afters. These are fantastic things that you can do. And it entices people. If your reviews are actually in front of everyone else, it's actually a lot more enticing. Believe it or not, it's actually a lot more enticing to click on those things than anything else. So that's what I would be honestly recommending. Now, the other thing that you can do, after I'm going to have a sip of this beautiful mango juice. Actually, one second. This is actually the award I got for my B2B SEO services. So yeah, I got the top Florida B2B Osborne digital marketing SEO company from Clutch. Yeah, that's one of the awards. That's actually there by mistake. So there you go. But when it comes to your website, that's another great thing to use. Okay, so a lot of people overlook their website. A lot of people simply don't think that utilizing their marketing for a couple of things to their small business is critical. I'll give you the first two. Now, you can optimize your website with search engine optimization. So again, as an example, chiropractor Fort Lauderdale, someone will go on, if they skip past the map pack, you're there organically. And we're going to go through like all the marketing tips and things I'm seeing work today and what I think will work in the near future. This is something that you can do, and sometimes it's really worthwhile. Now, typically speaking, for SEO services for just a website, you are looking, if you're in a competitive area like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, get the checkbook out. It's going to be expensive. Like, if you want to rank for chiropractor Fort Lauderdale, I'm going to want to see at least $2,000 a month from that. If you want to rank for roofer Miami, I'm not going to work with anyone unless they give me at least $3,000 a month. So, and on a 12-month contract. And that's just the honest truth of it with SEO. If you're in somewhere, like as an example, I work with a lovely assisted living facility. We've been in business together for 5 years. I turned their company around. They were almost about to shut their doors, and they spoke with me as one final hope. And yeah, now we're looking at opening the third location. So that's what can change in a couple of years. It's a absolutely wonderful success story for myself and for my lovely clients. But as an example, there is one area that we had a location in and they were not performing well at area. It's a smaller type area, but we got to the top of Google for everything. And now when people go assisted living location, then they actually see, so assisted living Sebring, you'll see that they dominate for basically that term. It's their business that's basically always shown. That's something that you want to do. All right. Like that's something that you want to try and achieve. And you do that with your website and your Google business profile. Those smaller areas are going to be a lot cheaper for you. You know, you're going to be looking around about, honestly, something smaller between 500 to 1500 in there. So if you're a chiropractor in somewhere small, again, like a Sebring, you're looking at like $1,000, $1,500 maximum. But if you're a contractor, if you're a chiropractor, out in Fort Lauderdale, it's 1,500 to 2.5 in there, just because you're going to have more competitors around you. Okay, so that's the sort of pricing that you're looking at. Now, the second thing when it comes to a website is the website is the point of authoritativeness. So I've seen and ranked a lot of people when it comes to SEO, but their website is not optimized. Like as an example, if you have a look at my website, all right, have a look at my website. You can see immediately, I'm just going to walk you through it. Immediately there's a picture of me up on stage. So it tells you who I am. It's got a book a session here. It's got the free 15 checklist that I have, like this thing here. All right, all of these. Now, the other thing, you scroll down, immediately see featured here. I really need to update this because I've been in Forbes, Entrepreneur.com, CNN, and I've got like all these like old cheapos. But you can see then all of a sudden we've got all of these reviews, like all heaps and heaps of reviews. Okay, a little bit about Ronald Osborne. So you're starting to see a bit about Ronald Osborne. You scroll down, okay, here's the services. You scroll down, okay, here's some more reviews, but actual written reviews. And then you can come down and see some like videos, some blogs, more things like this. Okay, and then again, it's just like call. You can call if you're in Australia, you can call if you're in the States. All of this information's right here. Now, the reason I say that you want a site, some people say that this is an ugly site. I think it's not a bad site, but the purpose of this site is for someone maybe like yourself. You're like, who is this bloke talking to me? I want to go check him out. Is he a trustable person? Is he worthwhile? Well, just jumping on here just for a minute, you can see, okay, well, he's got a lot of reviews here. Okay, he's got literally video testimonials. The hardest thing to get out of clients, real people saying, I'm from this business and I've done this with Ronald Osborne. It's been a success story. A little bit about me, my services, and then again, we scroll down to more reviews from different people. And I've put their LinkedIn as well, and some of them have their website. So if people are like, maybe I don't trust, because in the business coaching community, what I see a lot of is there's a lot of people out there that are pretty nefarious. And there's actually a lot of people out there, like I made millions of dollars before I went and said, yeah, I'll help you. That's actually how I got into it. I made the money. I had 30 employees. And then all of a sudden I had mates from the army that I was with going, how did a bloke like you build that? Help me. I want to do this. And it happened from there. We built it from there. And that's the honest truth. Like that's the best way of going about it, is you build it first. There's a lot of business coaches that don't. So I'm kind of rambling at the moment. I'm ranting. This is just a live. Just wanted to drop some like tips. It's not really a recorded video or anything like that. Anything crazy. But like you can see, my website is designed for conversions. When someone lands on my website, they get a detailed understanding of who I am. They get slapped with, hey, look, if you watch, there's a video behind me. Unfortunately, you can't see. Like on the screen, there's actually a little like pop-up video that someone can watch as well that's playing. Then there's a button over here as well. So it's like, hit me up on WhatsApp, book a free call. Here's the checklist as well. So the checklist, the videos, the reviews, it's really authoritative. It really conveys who I am. It really shows people, hey, this is Ronald Osborne. There looks to be a bit of credibility here. So it cuts through that ice. And that's something that you want to do with your website. And again, this is almost free. Maybe you're not savvy with your website. You don't know how to make adjustments like this. But if I was you, try and get some video testimonials like this. It's like getting blood out of a stone, trust me. Some of these reviews took me like 6 months to get. It's just how it is. But try and get some video reviews and slap them on your site as best you can. Okay, and this will help you a lot, and it builds up that authoritativeness. So again, if you're a roofer and you've got, think about this, you're a roofer, you're a remodeler. There's all of these homeowners sitting here saying, mate, this guy was fantastic. The crew was amazing. They didn't muck around. They came out here quickly. Everything was really, really good. Then that's what you would be wanting to see. You would be wanting to see, okay, this is awesome information. So yeah, that's just something to think about when it comes to the website. Oh no, sweet. Now, the biggest thing I see as a business coach, small businesses underutilizing is their referral system, their own lead network, as you would call it. So I'll give you a big tip. A big marketing tip for a small business is retarget the individuals that you've already worked with. They're 7 times more likely to actually work with you again. 7 times more likely. That means that instead of you having to go out there, spend money on advertisement, maybe you're paying money on SEO, when you can pick up the phone, that person, if you pick up the phone in 2 scenarios, one, it's someone that's bought from you in the past, and one, it's a new one that come in from Facebook ads. You're 7 times more likely to convert the bloke that you've worked with in the past than the other person. So leverage that. Leverage that, please. Leverage that. I work with a lot of people. Again, chiropractors are a big one. I always find that people really underutilize. It's like they're afraid. The dentists, I've worked with a couple of dentists, and they're really afraid to try and re-engage and warm up people because everyone hates the dentist. I hate going to the dentist. In fact, I've got a little bit of a filling missing now, and I'm still like, nah. But if a dental clinic can re-engage that client list consistently, keep them very warm, their revenue will increase by like 10 to 25% annually just from keeping their existing clients warm, instead of them having walk in the door, get what they need done, and walk out again. That's not good. There should be a, hey, it's 4 months has passed, you're due for a scale and clean because you're a loyal customer, you come into us all the time, mate, you're getting 15% off. Like, it's going to be this price if you come in the next month. Do you want to book a service? Here's our link right here. A text message like that is extremely powerful for helping you to bring more into your business. And that's a great marketing strategy. And realistically, that can be done with a little bit of automation on the side. Okay? It's not a hard thing to do. And you can follow up with these people, your past clients. Now, the other way is ask a lot of people. I forget his name, the famous car salesman, Jim something, it will come to me maybe, Jim, I believe he said like everyone knows 125 people, you know. So again, if you are a dentist, if you are someone that you're close with, whether it be a friend, a family member, chances are they're going to know 125 people. Now, does that mean that you get work tomorrow? No, absolutely not. But you can tell those individuals that are closest to you, say, listen, I'm actually looking for work. I need more work. Next time you're speaking to someone, can you just say, hey, here's a dentist, he's doing this, he wants some work. If you say I sent you over to him, he's going to look after you. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed. Look, with more expensive things like a roof, this is a bit harder because the leads come in, but the conversions don't happen. But for dentists, for chiropractors, for physiotherapists, this is a fantastic thing you guys should be doing. Like, don't underestimate this. And I even encourage something, a nice tip I'll give you, and a nice trick that works really, really well, is I always say, try and incentivize the clients that we have now, not just my friends and family as an example, the clients that we have now, incentivize them to send their friends and family to us. And what you can do is you can run a little bit of a, listen, John, you're a client of ours. If you have someone that needs an alignment and you send them to us, we're going to give them and you 10% off. That's actually a little bit more enticing for John to send someone in, because maybe John does actually know someone. And if you've helped John keeps coming back because he loves your services. There's a reason he's coming back, because you actually help him. Then it's very, very easy for John to sit there and go, I might actually know some people that need an adjustment. And then he gets 10% off, they get 10% off, and you've just found a new client. I can't stress that enough. I really can't. And yet you'd be amazed. You'd be absolutely amazed how many practitioners, again, chiropractors, physiotherapists, dentists, doctors, don't think about these things. And then they sit down with me and go, all right, Ronnie, all right, so we've got $5,000 to spend on marketing, 2.5, $5,000 in there. This is what we wanted to go. Whoa, hold your horses, sonny boy. What about if we just start retargeting individuals, or just try to expand our referral network? Again, it's like, I work with a lot of people that aren't doing these things, and all of a sudden you can jack up the revenue by 10 to 25% by just making these small adjustments. And it costs you 2 fists of stuff all. Like, it really, really does. It really, really does. Oh, that's a good mango juice. Thank you to the wife. Very, very good mango juice. No questions have come in yet. If you got any questions and you want some extra advice pertaining to marketing tips for your small business, guys, ask away. I'm more than happy to answer. I know I have a couple of channels offline, so it's probably why it's not cooking as much tonight as it should be. But yeah, man, that sucks. Absolutely sucks. Now, paid ads. So I'll talk about like paid ads, what the best thing is to do, and what I'm seeing, and like how that's working for a lot of businesses now. My 2 cents on paid ads is it's getting more expensive. Look, I do think the algorithms are getting slightly better at being able to find the right people to convert. Like, as an example, I've got a client right now. His marketing budget is $20,000 a month. The thing is, you, even with his budget, you even need to be sitting there going, listen, you need to approach this slowly and just be able to sit back and wait from week 3 to 4 until we start to get a lot of data come in. Like, that's the honest truth. So even with someone with a $20,000 a month budget, you know, like, you want to be taking it slow. A typical client for me is normally looking at around spending on ads, specifically just paid ads, $1,500, you know, up to $5,000. That's pretty typical. That's pretty typical where they're going to be spending. And the amount that they're spending and the results they're getting, for me, I've always said, and the reason I've loved SEO is because search engine optimization, again, before AI started laying waste to it, you are looking at like you spend $1, you can get an $8 back, $10 back. Where with paid ads, I've always found you'll spend $1 and you'll get $1.25 back. It's just not as warm. Everything when it's organic is so much easier. It's so much better. My business partner is my paid ads man. And when we started doing ads, even for myself, I was like, this sucks. Because I'm used to having people come to me going, Ronnie, it's a referral, it's a whatever it may be. Ronnie, how's it going, mate? Look, I like this video. I've had people follow me for years on YouTube, on my Osborne digital marketing channel. Like, dude, been following you for years. I figured, why not? I'm making enough money now. I can have someone like you and your team deploy. Now, I sit there and go, oh, that's actually true. Like, that's actually true. And it's really hard though when someone comes in from paid ads compared to organic. Whilst the intent is still there, and the intent with what they're looking for and what you offer is still there. Like, I'm an Aussie, but my business is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I have a lot of people go, huh? Who's this? Who's this? And there's an objection immediately on the phone before they even want to sit down and talk with me. And that sucks for me. And that's what I don't like about paid ads compared to organic. When it comes to organic, it really gets cooking for you. Like it really gets cooking, because organic, as an example, like right now, everyone watching right now, you understand that I'm Australian because you guys are legends. And if you are understanding that, you can put a like on the video, which would be swell. But the thing is, you understand, oh, this is an Aussie. And if you're interested in, you like what I have to say, you see all of this and think, makes sense, and you want to work with me to have me as your business coach, there's no, oh, you're an Australian in America? Oh. There's none of that. That barrier is removed. So when it comes to paid ads, a big downside for me is it's not the easiest thing. You need to have someone consistently following up. All right. Like, again, myself as an example, I've got right now, there's about 17 people in total I've got to chase. Like, we're chasing them. So I've got to have the girls be following up with them, being like, hey, what's going on? Sending them emails saying, hey, you're going to book a 15-minute call with me. Why have you not booked the free chat? Compared to when it's organic, someone books a free chat with me, they already know what they're looking for. Like, I specifically, I'm very, very good at improving existing systems and ensuring that the founders execute on their objectives. I'm very good at doing that. And that's why I like being a business coach. It works to what I'm good at. So when someone speaks with me from an organic perspective, it's a lot easier for me to convert them because they already know what I do. They already know Ronald Osborne. But when it's paid, it's a bit different. It's a lot colder. The relationship hasn't been built. And that is why with paid ads, that is something and a difficulty you're going to face. All right. I want a lot of people to understand this because I work with hundreds and hundreds of people over the years we've done advertisement for. And when they sit there and think everything's going to be super easy, maybe because they've had some wins with organic and referrals already, and the business is ticking along, and they're like, we're going to turn on paid ads. It's going to be the same, mate. She's going to be like, no worries. And it's not at all. Like, it's horrendous. It's horrendously different. You need to constantly chase people. You need to be the one following up with them. You need to be the one enticing them, where for me, it's the other way around. So that's why I like organic. Now with paid ads, if you are a local service, a great thing to be doing is, I personally think, try and be running ads that are running to your Google business profile, if that's powerful as well. It can actually help boost the SEO. There's a nice SEO tip for you. So that's a nice marketing tip that you won't get anywhere else, is it will help boost the profile for you. It's not saying it's going to get you to number one, but it's something you can do. And Google local service ads, mainly for trades, you pay per lead on there as well. How accurate are those things? Look, they're hit and miss. Honest truth is they're hit and miss. I've seen some things on there that are pretty abysmal. Oh, I love a good mango juice. Absolutely love a good mango juice. So, yeah, man, this is quiet as. I'm shattered that I haven't got Facebook streaming. Any of the Facebooks. I haven't got Instagram. I haven't got X, TikTok, nothing. It's just YouTube and LinkedIn. And she's quiet. So look, I'll keep running out the small business marketing tips, because I like giving a lot of marketing tips for small business owners, because that's who I help predominantly with my services. So look, email marketing, database, contacting, stuff like that, like directly cold outreach for emails. What am I seeing right now? Well, the funny thing is we're going to be running my own stuff very, very soon, running with cold email. I think cold email will work for people who have something to offer. So like, again, as an example for me, for Ronald Osborne, I can sit here and reach out to business owners and go, hey, do you know who your local competitors are? Like, hey, Mr. Accountant, do you actually know who your local competitors are? Well, here's the tool that you can use and go and check that for free. I interviewed 675 entrepreneurs. I've got the data from all of those interviews. Pretty cool. How to start a successful, or how to have a successful business. Go and look at that blog if you want, or the YouTube video. But yeah, like the SMART goals template was something that consistently would come up. It's like Not that they're using smart goals, but they always had a direction. It's like, right, I've got to run in this direction. You're floating around in the breeze. It's not good for you. So in a marketing ROI calculator, because a lot of businesses don't even have that. All right. They sit there and go, marketing's going to help me. This is what you need to do. So this is just some stuff as an example that I'm going to be able to use for cold email and say, hey, I can see that you're running SEO. Are you actually making money? Check it with this. You know, are you someone that, you know setting goals are important? Do you want the SMART goals template? These are the types of things that you get to offer when you've got something of value. Like this is being made. I made all of these things. And guys, you can get this for free. Go to the link in the description of the video or go to the ronaldosborne.org website, 15 free checklists, and you guys get all of this for free. But for me to be able, this brand monitor tool, as an example, you put in your business name or a competitor's name and it shows where they're showing up on the internet, on Google basically. Having something like this with cold email is how you can entice people to say yes to your offer. I think the days of anything before 2020, where with the cold email stuff, I really do think if you just sit there and go, hey man, I'm Ronald Osborne, a business coach, work with me because I'm like sick, dude. I've got a few reviews. That's dead. She's not going to work, mate. It's just not going to work. But having something like this to actually offer people is going to be what entices them. If I can say in my email going, listen, do you want to know where your website and your business is actually talked about? And do you want to see where your competitors are mentioned? Do you want to see how they're doing better than you? Do you want to see what maybe people on Reddit are talking about your service so you can get content ideas and you can answer their questions directly? These are things that are like, this is free. This is pretty enticing. It's hard to sit there and go, nah, piss off. You know, it's if someone sends me emails where there's actual value, I tend to say yes to them. I did a survey the other day. Obviously, we do a lot of, there's been a lot of people over the years that have been kind enough, reached out to me, said, hey, use my tool, test this tool, see how you go. And if you like it, do a YouTube video about it. And as an example, like people that lead with the value, with the, hey man, like here's a genuinely a good thing that I believe will help you. If you like it, fantastic. If you use it, fantastic. If you don't use it, so be it. But I guarantee you there's going to be a bit of helping to you. Like there'll be a bit of usefulness to you. It's hard for people to not like you and not then think, that was actually not bad. And then that's how you start building the relationship. I think if you use cold email for your small business to try and just win work like that, that's a mistake. That is a genuine mistake. And I would say that's a silly thing to do. But I would say if you're sitting there going, listen, I have this and I would like to give this to you for free. Because I work with dozens of other chiropractors, dozens of other contractors, and this is what I'm consistently seeing, mate, is that they're struggling here. So I've made this. Do you want it? Yes or no? You get to then warm up that person if they say yes. So as an example, if someone was to sit here and be like, Ronald, if I can send out the free, like as an example, right now around this time, contractors struggle a lot more with their cash flows because we're coming into Christmas. Right, so a lot of people are slowing down. Most people, especially in the real estate game, like they're not looking to sell their house right now. You know, so these guys are slowing down a little bit. So anyone looking to do improvements and things like this, it's not happening right now. So the free contractor quote template and the cash flow template, right? These are nice ones that I like pushing because I can be like, listen, you know, right now I know contractors are struggling a little bit more. Is this something that you'd actually be interested in? And then what you get to do from there is you actually get to go down the path of, hey, like this is actually something that I would like to use. I'll send it over to them for free so they can use it. They start using it and go, this is pretty handy. What else does he have? And all of a sudden you're nurturing that relationship. That I think is a better strategy for cold email than just simply blasting going, I'm a business coach, you want my services, you know, it's not going to work. So that's why I offer, to be honest guys, that's why I build all of these free things. Like if you want to generate leads, like this is literally will find you leads on Google, and it's all free. And I give these things away for free because what it does is it starts to build a relationship between me and you. And if you start using my tools and you start to go, this is the stuff he's given away for free. What's he given away that's paid? And that's what you need to be thinking about if you're going to use cold email for your small business. Like that's the honest 2 cents that I would give. All right. Like it's something that needs to be really assessed. If you have any questions too, guys, about small business, small business marketing, anything like that. G'day, Dustin. How are you, mate? Any questions, guys, ask away. Like I do apologize. There normally should be a few more questions come in or like Q&A sort of things, but I'm only streaming on LinkedIn and YouTube today, unfortunately. So that's pretty sick. But anyway, guys, Google Maps reviewer, go and get that. That thing's sick. That does like a SWOT. Like this thing does a SWOT. Look, I'll give some like final tips and tricks because I've been asked, I'm trying to recall, like, what are some things that I've been asked lately? Social media posting. What's my 2 cents on social media posting for small businesses in 2025 and going into 2026? I think it can be a good thing to do if you're doing it consistently and you're doing it to like really like just with facts and figures, infographics, these types of things, they can be awesome things to do. But I think if you're going to do social posts like, hey, check out my blah, blah, I just like, obviously being an Aussie, all right, I love cricket. Pick on me all you want, you Yanks. I love my cricket. I love baseball too, but cricket's, that's my love. And as an example, there's a famous cricketer, Steve Smith. He has an oat milk company. And if you look on his Instagram, even they post like very sporadically because it just doesn't get the drive that they're looking for. You can tell. It just doesn't get the oomph. It's like Steve Smith has a massive, following and everything like that, but he keeps his brand off to the side. He kind of keeps it away from himself, which I think is a silly idea, to be completely honest. If I was working with Steve Smith, I'd be saying, mate, on the back of your bat, put an OMG for your oat milk. Like it needs to be on there. But as an example, like even someone like him, I don't think they're getting as much purchase from the social media as they used to. All right. They're just not getting that drive. So I don't think it's really appropriate to waste too much time on social media. I think YouTube is actually a good thing to do, especially if you're someone like me. Again, I'm an Aussie with an American business. When someone that doesn't know me picks up the phone for the first time and calls Osborne Digital Marketing, Ronald Osborne Business Coaching, whatever it may be, and if they end up speaking with me and not one of my team, then they sit there and go, you're Australian? Like, what are you doing here? Are you actually in Fort Lauderdale? Are you actually in Florida? That's all I cop. And it's like, well, nah, mate, I'm staying up until 3 a.m. Australian time. What's going on, brother? And then that's just the truth of it. So I do think if you're going to put time into it strategically, don't make it about your brand too much. Make it more about, oh, that's interesting. If you're in the beauty industry, as an example, be posting, tying in your topics into informational stuff like, hey, has this psychological benefit? Again, if you're a roofer, like putting up pictures of the roofs that you did, maybe a little bit of a case study, that's pretty cool too. So that is actually pretty awesome. Anything along the lines of tying in stats, tying in infographics to posts is just what I'd recommend. I'm going to check if there's any questions, but I don't actually think there's going to be any more. LinkedIn user. Now, look, LinkedIn user sounds fitting. Look, marketing on LinkedIn, what's my 2 cents, like advertising, I think it's good if you're maybe, to be honest, even for myself, I've not tried it. Over the maybe like I would say 5 years, personally for myself, I've probably run like 10 grand for myself only on advertisement. I've been pretty blessed. Alhamdulillah. God gives me all the work that I need organically, which is awesome. And I kind of like now that I don't have the annoyance of the tube. Like, you get all the fancy toys and stuff. It's not that bad. It's kind of nice to just sit here and talk to yourself randomly. And then you realize there's a few hundred views and you're like, I was basically talking to myself. But I think marketing on YouTube and LinkedIn, maybe could work for someone that's more trying to connect with quote unquote white collar professionals. But anyone that works with their hands, nah, I don't think it's beneficial. I think anyone that's looking for a service on Google shouldn't be advertising on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's going to be more like, as an example, people, maybe they need my help when they're looking to acquire a company, so they want to do their due diligence. Now, obviously, I've got an MBA specializing in finance, but I'm not an accountant. Okay, and I stress that all the time. If we do this, I'm going to want to work with an accountant and I'm going to want to work with your attorney. I have to involve those two individuals. I'm not an attorney and I'm not an accountant. They need to check the books for us. But what happens a lot of the time is when people acquire companies, especially under the $2 million mark, what they fail at recognizing is the fact that when they take their ownership bit, who's there to maintain everything flying smoothly? A lot of the time I get hired from people who are like, we just bought this business. We bought it for like 500,000, maybe $1 million, and now she's just crashing. It was doing 300,000 annually. Now we're doing 180,000. We don't know what's going wrong. It's like, I could have told you this. And I tell her, there was a lead that come in from my Google ads, and maybe if you're watching, mate, I told you, like, be careful with this, because even though you might be sitting there thinking, this company is earning X amount of revenue, acquiring said company and not having a system in place that will ensure the revenue and the structure of the organization remains in place and improves compared to just stay stagnant, the business that you're acquiring is going to really, really be hurt. All right. So again, that's when you could use LinkedIn stuff. But again, for Google, I think Google's the best thing for most organizations. Look, I even got found, there was a company I consulted with, they contract directly to NASA. That's pretty sick, it's pretty cool. Now, in that regard, unfortunately, I can't even talk about that, like to say the company name. So I won't say the name, but they do contract directly with NASA. With those guys, LinkedIn is going to be the only thing they can use. There is no way that they can jump on Google and be like, oh yeah, this part and this type of satellite and this type of metal. Oh yeah, this metallurgist, we need this type of, it just won't work for them. LinkedIn is where they really should be putting their efforts. So that's my 2 cents. I think I've dragged this on long enough, to be honest, guys. I'm not seeing any other questions. Oh, actually, some good questions down here. Oh, that's actually not bad. One sec, I'll have a swig of water and I'll answer those questions because they're actually pretty good questions. All right, how much should I spend on marketing? All right, I'll give a few examples. I'm going to run through my typical clients and how much they should be investing into their marketing endeavors. Look, if you're a contractor, roofer, remodeler, this is for you. If you are in a more dense area, I'd be saying realistically it's $2,000 to $3,000 a month. All right. If you want to be doing $1 million annually, $2,000 to $3,000 a month is more than enough for you to actually get you to the point where you're going to have a reliable source of income, reliable source of leads coming through the door. $2,000 and $3,000 a month. That's not a lot. It's really not a lot. And you're pretty much going to be doing around about $1 million annually. All right. So, and that's the honest truth. I'm talking about contractors in Florida and obviously around the rest of the states. I work predominantly with Florida-based businesses. But yes, Like that is something that you'll still be able to do with that type of money. It's actually not that hard. And you can do that very easily, to be honest. If you're a chiropractor, osteopath, physiotherapist, this type of thing, similar. It can be similar, but you'll be splitting it up a little bit differently. A plumber, a roofer, a remodeler, just Google. It can be half in SEO and half in the paid ads. All right, Google ads. With a chiropractor, physiotherapist, dentist, medical clinic, these types of things, I would say Facebook can be a great thing for you, because when it's a plumber, when it's a roofer, people want that stuff now. When specifically roofers, remodelers, people are looking for quotes. It's not they're going to be sitting on their couch. And this is how I think about Facebook advertising and TikTok and everything else. They're not going to really be sitting on their couch going, oh, that's a nice, oh, cool. Jim Bob's remodeling, they do this type of restyling. Like, oh, that's pretty sick. It's not really appropriate. It's not grabbing to them. But a dentist, a chiropractor that says, do you have a sore back? These types of ads on Facebook, someone sitting there at night time going, yeah, I actually do have a stiff back from a full day of work. They're more likely to convert with the Facebook. So if I was in the type of industry where an attorney's going to be spending more, it should be minimum $3,000 to $5,000 if you're an attorney. But if you're a contractor, physiotherapist, doctor, dentist, you are looking at that range of $2,000 to maybe $4,000 in there. And $5,000 would be pretty solid if you're a dentist offering Invisalign and things like this. The more premium dental implants, the more premium services. I would say you want to be doing a fair bit on Facebook too. So you can split that up into 3 budgets. So where you're looking at Facebook, SEO, and even a little bit on paid ads as well for Google. So I'd be splitting it up 3. Where if I'm a contractor, Facebook, mate, not really worthwhile. It's just not the amount of work you've got to put in as a contractor. You've got a front of house if you're a dentist. You've got a front of house if you're a chiropractor. You've got all these things. You get the front of house. You get those receptionists to actually sit there and go, here's the lead list, go through them, chase them down. When you're a contractor, you're on the tools. You're chasing shit around. You don't want to have to be like, oh, I've got to follow up that Facebook lead again. That's the honest truth. So that's why for me personally, contractors shouldn't really be using Facebook. That's just what I think. I think it's a waste of time. Unless you have someone in the office full time that can follow up the leads for you, start banging on Facebook. Give it an absolute crack. All right. Now, here's a good question. If you have any questions pertaining to small business marketing, guys, and you want it answered, ask it. Like if you have any questions, because once I go through these final questions, I'm bouncing. So should I invest in SEO, ads, Facebook, TikTok? Like where should I invest first? Look, honestly, I think if you're a service that is needed now, a plumber, a contractor, a roof repair guy, you needed now, that's Google. The intent alignment is there. If you're someone that's a little bit more higher ticket, but not needed right now, you're doing fillings, you're an attorney, these types of things, you can lean a little bit more to the Facebook. But for me, honestly, you need to determine whether SEO is the appropriate choice for you and Google Ads. Don't just try and work it out yourself. Book a free 15-minute chat with me. Go to my website, guys. Book a free 15-minute chat with me, and I'll tell you. As long as it's not a spammy thing, a legitimate thing, and you believe that there could be a relationship there in the future, ask me. Sit there and say, Ronald, what do you think? And we can assess it together. And I'll say, you should be running Facebook ads. You should be doing SEO. Maybe try cold email. Maybe try cold calling. Cold calling is still a good way of starting to warm things up. So I love cold calling. Cold calling is pretty... I don't think that'll go anywhere, to be honest, where everything else will. So in the regards of how to approach it, you kind of should be asking someone that knows the marketing space. So like I said, reach out to me, but every field is different. And look, you want to be coming at marketing if you have no less than $1,500 to spend. Honestly, guys, like I think if you come into the realm with under that type of money to spend on marketing, you have to come up with a different strategy. And what I always say to people, and this is why I do a lot of consulting as well, is I work with a lot of people that maybe have $500 a month to spend on their marketing endeavors, maybe $1,000 to spend on their marketing endeavors, because normally I'm getting paid at least, like, to consult with me, guys, it's $150 an hour. That's what I charge. So that's why you should ask your questions now, because it's free. So when it comes to that type of consideration, $500 can be utilized really effectively for SEO and for your referral network. Like I was saying earlier in the video, where you can actually encourage your current clients to bring in additional individuals. That's something that can work really, really well. And with that $500, that's where that's going. With the $500, you can maybe do some press release. You can, help to entice people to leave better reviews on your Google Business Profile. You get to do all of that with $500. So I would actually say if you've got anything under $1,500 a month to spend on marketing, actually work with a marketing consultant. Don't be working with someone that's just saying, oh, you've got $500? Oh, mate, I'll rank you for Dentist Miami, no worries. That's easy. $500? Yeah. That's preposterous. If you come to me saying I want to rank for Dentist Miami, I'm going to say you've got to pay me at least $2,500 a month, as an example. If you want to do it with paid ads, you need another $2,500 a month. See what I'm saying? So you need $5,000. You need $5,000. So if someone sits there and says, oh, you've got $500, I can rank you for that. Don't listen to them. It's not going to work. And then you're going to end up coming to me anyway, because you'll be like, yeah, I spent $500 with this guy and it didn't work out. And don't be ashamed of that, guys, but cut down the time from failure to success. Remove out that waste. I'll tell you where you should put it. And that's what I would suggest that you do. Whether you work with me or not, work with a smart, intelligent, up-to-date marketing consultant that knows what they're doing. So I can understand and go, okay, out of that $500, you pay me $100. All right, no worries. Where should we put the 400? Oh, I can see that you've got a weakness here, here, and here. Oh, your competitors aren't doing this, this, and this. We should try that, that, and that. And then that way you can start to peel it back and get a lot more. It's pretty funny. A lot of people, I think a lot of people sometimes at the start, I've had people say to me directly, they're like, oh, I was really afraid of working with a consultant and coach because I thought you were going to be like, really like, oh, you've got to do a list and everything's super expensive. It's like, no, you tell me the budget you've got and I'll tell you the most effective way to spend it. That's what a consultant and coach should be doing. They should be going, all right, we've got this, we can do this. Not, okay, you've only got this, well, you've got to spend $5,000, mate. Like, that's just stupid to me. That is just stupid. I'll finally check the questions, guys. Look, to get more reviews, honestly, guys, look, I'll give you some quick tips and then we'll wrap her up because I can pretty much smell food cooking and I'm keen. So go and get this free sheet, like I said, from my website, ronaldosborne.org. You can see literally next to me in the video, ronaldosborne.org. Go and get this, or the link in the video description that has just like dozens of templates, dozens of things you can send. If you're a clinical chiropractor, you ask, get the QR code of your review link. Now listen, this is how I do it. I've got a landscaping company with my younger brother. This is what I had to get him to do at the start. He was up to the job. Hey, Susan, do you love this? Do you love the job? Like, do you think it's fantastic, Susan? It's great, Andrew. I absolutely love it. It's just amazing. Andy, it's fantastic. Okay. Susan, thank you for saying that. That actually means a lot because we're always about trying to do more for our customers. Susan, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could just do me a small favor and leave a review on my Google Business Profile. Reason I'm asking for this is it helps out my business, but also you never know, maybe you've got a friend or family member in the future that requires our services. They start looking on Google, they come across your review, you know they're in safe hands. See what I've done there? Since it's on my phone's inside, Andrew, just send me the link and I'll get it. It's okay, Susan. I can wait. and then just shut up. Don't say anything. Don't sit there and be like, oh, really, Susan, I'll send you the link. Okay, I'm going to send you the link, Susan, when I go. What are you doing? Sit there, be strong, and just wait. And I guarantee you most people are going to be like, okay, I'll go and get my phone. They go and get your phone. It's going to work 8 out of 10 times, and you're going to be leaving the job site with a review. And now just apply that for a clinic setting as well. It's going to work, and that is how you can get more reviews. And that is all the questions, guys. So like I said, guys, I'm Ronald Osborne, an award-winning international business coach. If you want your business to do more, you want marketing advice, you want marketing tips, guys, like I said, I'm award-winning in that space. So book a free chat with me. It's a free 15-minute session. You can say, what's the right type of marketing for me? I need your help here. Again, if you're someone that maybe you don't know what to do with marketing, just ask. Free 15-minute call and we'll take it from there. I hope this has helped you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you around, legends.